Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Tuesday night. Kicking off a new Gen 6 Cup Series here at Daytona with a exhibition 50-lap shootout race tonight. Back in action with the Anarchy Motorsports Series and their Children's Dream Racer Cup Series here at Daytona. We're going to have somebody come in and talk a little bit about this. Driver's got about 10 minutes remaining in qualifying. Going to play the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have this and more for you. So stay tuned, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Tuesday night. I'm Dustin Caldwell, bringing you the action here via Daytona International Speedway as the Children's Dream Racer Cup Series kicks it off with a 50-lap shootout race here. The actual race will be, or the points series will be starting next Tuesday night. But tonight we have a 50-lap shootout, kind of an exhibition match for the drivers to get in, get acquainted with one another. And I am joined right now with last season's winner, the winner of the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series. Dalton Baldwin joins me now to talk a little bit about the Children's Dream Racer. We saw this sponsor on your car last year. This year, it's taken over the actual series name. Who is the Children's Dream Racer? What do they do? And tell us a little bit about what the viewers can expect from this series.
Well, thanks for having me up here, first of all. But Children's Dream Racer is ran by Mark Smith up in North Carolina. He builds little kind of go-kart sized replicas of real-life race cars. We'll put decals and graphics on it that make them look, like Jimmy Johnson's car or Jeff Gordon's car, and we'll put video games in them. And what we do is we take them and we put them in a hospital, and kids can, play these video games, which are usually racing games, but we put some others in there too. And kids, when they're in the hospital, they're dealing with, some big things, and they're only small kids. They're 8 or 9 years old, and they don't need to be dealing with that stuff. So they get to, come in and they get to play these video games and everything while they're waiting, in between procedures or tests or anything, and really helps put a smile on their face. So it's really awesome to see when we get to unveil one and put some in these hospitals. Just gives them a little bit of brightness to their day when they're otherwise usually having a pretty rough day, and they're bored, they're in a hospital, they don't want to be there. So it helps them a lot in a really cool way. The charity, no one, everything's volunteer. Hardly any of the money goes to paying anybody. It pretty much all goes straight to the Dream Racer itself. And so I've always really liked the company, so I started putting them on my race cars on iRacing and stuff. That's the little bit I can help them with. And I was sponsoring the Cup Series this season, so I named it for them, so they can get hopefully some donations and some advertisement out of it.
Definitely sounds like a great charitable organization putting together some nice things to put inside hospitals. Very, very excellent to see that they're going to take over the series name here, not only have them sponsor in your car, but get some recognition out there as well. If there's anybody who would like to get in contact with them, how could they do that?
I'm sorry, what was that?
If anybody could get in contact with the organization, how would they be able to do that?
I'm sorry, I missed it again.
If anybody wanted to get in contact with the Children's Dream Racer organization, how could they do that?
Okay. They could contact me through Facebook if they wanted to. Children's Dream Racer has a website. You can just Google Children's Dream Racer or childrensdreamracer.com and you'll find it. There's a donate tab there that you can use to donate. But if you wanted to contact me or my mom, Michelle Baldwin, through Facebook or LinkedIn or any type of social media, you could do that as well. And that'll be a way to get in contact and donate or do what you want. We also, we accept if you want to, if you have connections and you want to put software or TVs or gaming systems or anything in the Dream Racer, you're more than welcome to do that too. It doesn't always have to be a monetary donation.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Dalton. Appreciate you joining me here in the booth to talk a little bit about this organization that's taken over the Cup Series name. This sounds like a lot of great things come out of that organization. Again, folks, you can reach Dalton on Facebook or else look up Children's Dream Racer through Google or on Facebook or LinkedIn as well. Michelle Baldwin, his mom, get a hold of them. But it looks like it's about time to go racing. Dalton, again, thank you for joining me up here in the booth, and good luck out there.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Well, there you have it, folks. Dalton Baldwin joining us here in the Anarchy Motorsports Series to talk a little bit about this series coming up. As tonight it's going to be an exhibition shootout match as these drivers will be going through 50 laps, and it looks like that was just practice finishing up. It looks like they do have 3 laps of their best times to be able to put down here at this 2 2.5 mile track, I should say. I'm thinking about Talladega there. The 2.5 mile track here at Daytona. Talking a little bit about the track here. Let's take a look at the race information on your screen. 2.5 miles. And the temperature here tonight, we got some overcast with 66 degrees in the air. A lot of humidity, 65% humidity, and 66 degrees down on the track. We should see a lot of grip out of these drivers going around these turns here tonight, and we'll expect to see some good side-by-side racing action taking place. Definitely look forward to some great things to come. If you tuned in last season, I should say, the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series. It was a great series as these guys come down to the last race. It was Dalton Baldwin taking victory in that series. Been one of the toughest drivers in the Anarchy Motorsports Series Cup Series, as it is just one of 3 different type of series that they actually run. They have a Monday night truck league and a Wednesday night IndyCar league. So there's 3 different ones you can choose from. You can find them on the web, amsleague.com, as the promo video showed you there before the intro to tonight's race. And if you are interested in seeing what we got here at the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, you can find us on the web at forgebroadcasting.com, and on Facebook, give us a like there, folks, at Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit subscribe out there in YouTube so you can stay in the know as to when we go live. Tomorrow night, we will be on iRacing Live as well as YouTube for the Modified Madness Tour as they continue that series. Looking like it's going to be a great race coming out of Martinsville last week. It was a very close one in the light modifieds, kind of a runaway up in the tour modifieds, but next week, or coming up tomorrow night, I should see some great tight racing action. Friday night, we have a street stock series that just started up with the Loose Lug Nuts Racing League. You can check more out of that on the web, looselugnutsracing.com. Monday nights are Short Track National Showdown. They have their street stock series. Put on some great racing at Thompson last night. It was 75 laps, only 3 cautions out of that, and was Blake Barney, Thomas Axum, a couple of the drivers up top. Barney came away with the victory. But it does look like we got a few more moments here of qualifying action to come your way, and then we'll be heading to the grid. Looks like tonight possibly got about 33 cars filling this field. Let's take a look at some of the qualifying results so far on your screen. Tim Matthews currently with the fast time of 47.218 at about 189 miles an hour. A little bit over that. Right behind him, though, Dylan Landry, a new rookie season last year with the Wounded Warrior Series, and he is looking to make a statement early on as he will be joining this series from the get-go here at Daytona. And again, next week, the actual point series kicks off here with a 100-lap race. Justin Page back there in third with about a 3/100th of a second gap between Matthews and him. Ryan Cobb this year looking to be out of the race control booth and actually behind the wheel, so we'll see that 51 car out on the track more often than not. Currently rounding out your top 5, another guy who had a rookie season last year with the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series. That's Shaquille Ray, that 85 car, the notorious Ford that made a lot of dents in the points there. Look to see some good things out of that car. Currently top 5 here tonight, Tim Sandlin, Glenn Murphy Jr., Cameron Hearn, one of the drivers that struggled last year due to a few suspension issues with iRacing, but looks to be strong as well, will be a contender for that Chase Series when it rolls around in January. Hoyt Smith and Danny Sanchez, your top 10 so far in qualifying here at Daytona. As always, folks, we do have a chat section up on YouTube. If you're out there watching and you want to partake in the chat, know some of these guys, race with some of these guys, want to know more about these guys, you can always feel free to chat right along with us. Ask them some questions. We'll be happy to get that information to you. As it looks like now qualifying has come to a close, they are going to start to work their way down to the grid. Go ahead and take a look at that gridding action and see where your drivers are going to start here tonight. As we take a look, it is at 53 of Tim Matthews with that fast time. Will be starting on the pole position to the outside. That 86 of Dylan Landry. Looking back in the inside of that second row in third position, the number 19 of Justin Page will have the 51 of Ryan Cobb to the outside, rounding out that second row. Looking back to the third row on the inside lane, the 85 of Shaquille Ray will start to the inside of the number 9 of Tim Sandelin. Back in the fourth row in seventh position, the number 48 of Glenn Murphy Jr. will be to the inside of the 67 of Cameron Hearn. And in the fifth row, you've got Hoyt Smith, the 92, in ninth position to the inside of the number 2 of Danny Sanchez, rounding out your top 10. Let's take a look at the remainder of the grid here. As a few other drivers see Chris Ostrander, John Alles, Mike Springer, Steve Wilson, Stuart Joyce, Thomas Conheady, Philip Neese, Kevin Trzynski, a few of the returning drivers. Looking on back into the remainder of the grid, Joseph Green, Michael Tant, John Joyce, Craig Embry, Brent Nichols, Randy Arms, and a few other drivers in there that possibly have scratched due to issues with their car. And again, folks, this is a shootout race, an exhibition 50-lap race here at Daytona. As we look to get you down to the grid here. Pace cars should be ready to take the drivers around for that pace lap. To bunch up. Hank's car will be into the pits out of turn number 4, and we'll have 50 laps coming your way. Feel the tension in the air, the nerves ready to go as the 53 of Tim Matthews will have Dylan Landry, the 86 car, to the outside. Into the fourth turn they go as the pace car is set to go into the pits. Pace car out of fourth turn, ready for the pits. There it goes as the cars make their way to the track. The green flag flies. Ladies and gentlemen, Shootout Street Racing Series is 19 of Justin Page, right followed by Shaquille Ray, Bill Landry, and Ryan Cobb. Side-by-side action with the 51 of Ryan Cobb back there with Hoyt Smith, the number 92 car to the inside. And it looks like the 48 of Glenn Murphy Jr. now will be side-by-side with Cobb. Landry just to the outside of Justin Page. And it looks like that 85 car of Shaquille Ray looking to make a statement early on with a long track action. On that 86 of Landry actually going across the start finish line into lap number 3. Look at the front 6. And a little bit more there. Some side-by-side action into turn 1. These guys ready and ready to go as they make their way through the first couple of turns. Looks like some issues early on there with Clay Dillon as he joins the field in the backstretch. Makes it safely onto the track. Just a testament to the great racecraft that the AMS League has. Tim Matthews now out of turn number 4 into the front stretch. A nice little single on the line is Justin Page. Some side-by-side action with Shaquille Ray and Hoyt Smith to the inside. Heading into turns 1 and 2, the middle group looks like it's holding down. Now Justin Page and Glenn Murphy Jr. come down for the low line. Coming out of turn number 2, that 85 car of Shaquille Ray side by side with the 53 of the Wilson inside Tim Matthews. Hoyt Smith still to the inside. They look to Landry in the 67. Cameron Hearn is moving away from contact with some scary moments. He's going to snap loose into the inside. We'll make the early pit stop here. Short pit strategy in play there for that 87 car. Something he did not want to have happen early on. We'll see after see if he can rally back. Cameron Hearn still down pit road. Looks to take 4 tires early on. As now Glenn Murphy Jr. takes up the race lead. Justin Page behind him. At 85 with Shaquille Ray pushing just a little higher. Turn number 4 will come back down. Nearly getting close to the Hoyt Smith still to the inside of Shaquille Ray. A Ford Chevy battle and there for 4th position into turn number 1. Ryan Cobb just off the pace back in 2nd position as they come through the backstretch here on lap number 6. Ostrander and throwback Richard Petty STP paint scheme into turn 3 just ahead of number 12 of Kevin Trzynski as they make their way into turns 3 and 4. That 73 car looking really gorgeous tonight in the front stretch. Makes his way towards the trail there in the start of the drive on lap number 7. Glenn Murphy Jr., Justin Page starting to pull away just a little bit from the field, but it looks like Tim Matthews is going to rally back here in turns 1 and 2. Hoyt Smith still to the inside of Shaquille Ray, edging ever so closer to the 19 of Justin Page. Down the backstretch now into turn number 3. There goes Glenn Murphy Jr. holding on to that race lead. Tim Matthews pushing just a little bit. Shaquille Ray comes up for a little bump drive support on the outside. Kevin Landry just not push to the inside. About 3 wide there. They're going to close it up to the Chris Ostrander now looks to be outside the top 5. He's in 6th position. Just to the inside of Tim Matthews in a UK Kentucky Chevrolet. Ostrander now taking a look at that into the top 5 goes the 73 car. Ostrander here tonight starting 11th and now into 6th and 5th position. Kevin Trzynski right behind him and Shaquille Ray down the middle of the group. Ray gave up a few positions. Justin into White Smith. White Smith decides to take the lead through, but has no one out there. He's going to fall back in a hurry. No draft partners in that outside line. This is where it's going to start to rain the most. Turns right to the 92 car, falls back. Now to 7th position, right behind Dylan Landry, where he should come down and join the 86. Justin Page now looks to be to the outside of Glenn Murphy Jr. No one out there to help him this round. He's going to start to fall back as the 51 of Brian Cobb, the 73 of Chris Ostrander, and now the 12 of Kevin Trzynski out of turn number 4 with the pass behind the little checkup action with the over and Kevin Trzynski had a nice little run. He'll make the contact, settles up as he sits up there. White Smith working together with Justin Page. Now we're starting to see that number 9 car of Tim Sandler in 10th position. Just behind him, the 14 of John Owens. Just in front of the 76 of James Lee. Side by side action. Outside. Shaquille O'Reilly working on goat, but his game is trying to catch it all. As many positions as he can here tonight. To the inside of Ben Smith in turn 22 here on lap number 11. As they thunder down the backstretch towards turn number 3, Justin Page still running an outside line. White Smith behind him, Matthews behind Smith. Glenn Murphy Jr. out of turn number 4 with Brian Cobb. These cars are screaming through that front trioval towards turn number 1 as they go through lap number 12. Chris Ostrander to the 73 STP now. As Ryan Cobb, Justin Page, here they come down towards turn number 1. A little quiet action before the roar of the cars making ready for that first turn. Smith to the outside of Kevin Trzynski, Matthews, and Ray. Dylan Landry and Tim Sanders. There's some beautiful side-by-side action into turn number 3. Look at that. First 12 to 14 positions side by side, folks. Look at that. These guys really working hard tonight, trying to get as many spots as they can. Temperature for that. Some sway action begins in turn number 3. Chris Ostrander still in second position. Inside of Ryan Cobb looks to pick up third. Just by the nose. And as they look at turns 1 and 2. 14 total lappers. Ryan Cobb with the front stretch into turn number 1 here on lap number 16. Oh, and we've got a big accident just in turn number 2, and a lot of cars are going to go flying. Something had to give, and boy, did it give in turn number 2. Let's go back and take a look at the replay on the action. Following Glenn Murphy Jr. And as we take a look here, take a look at this. A lot of the drivers swaying. It looks like the 76 car is going to be swaying a lot right there. The 9 is Sandelin. And Justin Page, that's where it's going to start, folks, with Hoyt Smith. The 92 car turning the 19 of Justin Page down into John Alles. Alles into the safer barrier. And these cars are going to go for a ride. We take a look at Justin Page through the air. He's going to end up on the roof. Looks like John Joyce is going to fly. And look at this car go flying. Glenn Murphy Jr. into the catch fence. Check out the sparks flying from that 19 car. Unbelievable. Glenn Murphy Jr. See Big Mike Tant there pushing Stuart Joyce. Luckily, the drivers come down on all fours. A lot of smoke there out of turn number 2. Well, it looks like things are off to a good start here for the Children's Dream Racer Cup Series. Was able to go 17 laps before the yellow flag flew. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, some more race action to come your way here this Tuesday night.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
How much longer do you want to wait for Dave to talk about this Dart release?
Why? What's he doing?
I'm pretty sure he's playing Pokemon again.
Again?
Yes, again.
Welcome back to Daytona this Tuesday night. As the lights have come off that pace car, we are in the backstretch. Kevin Trzynski will be setting that pace in the number 12 Fago machine to the inside of that Milo Chevrolet. That's the 87 of Craig Embry. That'll be your front two when we go back green on lap number 21. Pace car now into turn number 4. Tim Sandlin to the outside of Chris Ostrander. Pace car is set to go into the pits this time by... And there it goes. Green flag flies. We're back to the race on lap 21. Two into the backstretch. Kevin Trzynski leading Craig Embry. Chris Ostrander looks to the high side as they head towards turn number 3. Tim Sandlin just ahead of the 78 of Eric Barley. Out of turn number 4 now into the front stretch. Makes his way into the backstretch here on lap number 22. Single file line for the most part in the top 8. Thomas Conheady out there all by himself in 9th position. Sammy Holmes leads a nice little back into turn number 3. 0-9. Oh, Mark Vega's going to have a little contact there on the Owens 48 of Glenn Murphy Jr. And it looks like Sammy Holmes and company comes down for their pit stop. Stayed out during the caution. They're going to come down, make their way to the pit box. they go through turns 1 and 2. Mike Springer can't quite make out what's on the hood, but it's a Ford Dummies book on that Chevrolet. Tim Sandlin just to the inside. Just ahead of position. Victory of Tim Matthews, your pole sitter here tonight. Currently running in the top 10, just at the edge of it. And John Joyce. Looks like he was at the head of this incident. Let's go back and take a look. And John Joyce is going to have a lot of damage there on his car as well. So we go back and take a look at Chris Ostrander's machine here. As they come out of turn number 2. Right here. We're going to hop on board here with Tim Sandlin real quick, see if we can capture the contact there as Chris Ostrander is going to go for a ride. Tim Sandlin's going to be able to make it right by. It's just a tough break there for the 73 of Chris Ostrander. John Joyce as well going to go for a slide on the inside of that apron into the grass. Heavy damage on both cars. Kevin Trzynski looks to still be at the lead as a total of 12 laps led here tonight. As we look to go on board with the number 12 Fago car of Kevin Trzynski, see if we can get you a driver interview here, folks. Kevin Trzynski, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Got you loud and clear.
Well, total of 12 laps led here at Daytona in this nice little 50-lap shootout race to kick off the Children's Dream Racer Series. Tell us, what was your expectations coming in so far?
I thought we were gonna have a little more wrecks here, but it's looking actually pretty good. A couple cautions here, a lot of green flag racing. The cars don't seem like they want to suck up like they do with the trucks yesterday. It's really hard to tandem draft now. It's if anything. Cars get really high if you get behind someone and you're pushing them in the pack. But it's going pretty well.
Taking a look inside the car there, we see inside the cabin, we see the new digital display. Tell us, was there a little bit of adjustment there for you to get used to that, or did it seem to come natural?
It's a big adjustment. I'm used to the spec gauges that were on the car before. The oil temp and water temp are on the right side of the dash, and I really don't pay attention to it really as much as I did with the spec gauges. But they turn yellow and then red when, you know, the temps are getting pretty warm. But right now it's going pretty good.
All right, it looks like you'll have Eric Burrell to your outside when we go back green. Is there any thanks or shout out you'd like to give tonight?
I want to say thanks to my family. You know, they're always there for me, my friends, and first and foremost, my team owner, Chris Ostrander of Win Racing. So,
all right, well, best of luck to you in the laps to come, bud.
all right, thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. A little bit of a driver interview from that guy right there, Kevin Trzynski in the number 12 Fago car. This is what your top 5 looks like here in this pace lap on lap 29. It's Trzynski, Burrell, Duke, Stuart Joyce, and Steve Wilson are your top 5. Race summary in the left as well. 28 laps completed, 4 lead changes, and 2 total cautions. Lights should be coming off the base car this time by. We'll see the cars begin to bunch up. As the cars make their way in a 2x2. Looks to be that they're going to do is possibly he's going to let Trzynski have that line all by himself. Just a little bit of stagger there from Burrell. A 78 car to the outside of Trzynski. Pace car out of turn number 4 will be set to go into the pits. Flag man ready to give the signal as the pace car approaches pit lane. There goes the pace car.
Green flag,
and the green flag flies. We're back to the into turn number 1 they go, and Chevrolet of Craig Embry as he comes down to the lower line. Backstretch towards turn number 3. Trzynski still leads. 76 He also has Steve Wilson on his bumper. Down low is Eric Just as he had the race lead, he's going to get turned right before turn number 1. And a lot of damage on that 76 car. As we watch him come into the front stretch, he got about a half a car length gap between him and Craig Embry. Steve Wilson, the 02 car to the outside of Craig Embry. On the bumper, Eric Burrell. Stuart Joyce to the outside of Kevin Trzynski. And it looks like a little bit of turn action, possibly net code. Didn't really look like any contact there from Embry. That's going to start a chain reaction of a lot of drivers. Right there in turn number 1. Unbelievable. Look at the air time from Eric Burrell, the 78 car. James Duke also going up into the catch fence slightly. These cars definitely getting airborne here at Daytona this evening. And a couple other cars just ahead. Tim Sandlin is going to be met with the 02 of Steve Wilson as well. We take a look. Sandlin is going to have some heavy damage. as the caution flag flies here in the later half of the race at Daytona for the Children's Dream Racer Cup Series Shootout. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, more race action to come your way, folks.
So I'm Dan Garrison, engineer at iRacing. I've been working on dynamic track and wanted to take the lab coat off to kind of give an update on what I've been doing to enhance things on the asphalt side, what we're kind of calling the dynamic track version 2. When we started looking at dirt and the interaction between the tire and the track, kind of pointed us to some things we could improve on the asphalt side as well. We were able to kind of rework the calculations that account for heat transferring generally in the direction from the tire to the track. The track will cool a little bit faster when cars are not on it, but more significantly, cars running on the track are going to impart more energy into it, bringing the temperature up and changing the racing experience so that you do have to be wary of the track getting hot and reducing your grip. I've been rethinking some of the calculations that determine kind of how the rubber is torn, whether it's how much is torn from the tire, how much is torn from a rubbered-in track. I've made some changes so that rolling tire will pick up more rubber. We also looked at the thickness of the rubber under the contact patch and realized we can make improvements to the model there. As a result, we're able to make the tire respond a little bit more to how much rubber is there. We're able to influence how fast the track rubbers in areas where the tires are working hard. So I'm excited about these changes that we're making. The temperature in the track is going to be a lot more dynamic. It's going to mean you're going to have to dive around looking for the cool parts of the track. I think it's going to make the different lines come in and change the racing experience, and I'm really kind of excited to see how this is going to change things following the September build when it comes out.
Welcome back to Daytona this Tuesday night. I'm Dustin Caldwell, bringing you the action. Children's Dream Racer Cup Series, a shootout exhibition race. Little 50-lapper here tonight. Craig Embry will be taking us back green with about 9 laps to go. He'll have the 12 of Kevin Trzynski, who has a total of 20 laps led to his outside. Rounding out the front four, the 08 of Steven Aguilar has made his way up. The 66 of John Joyce getting involved. We saw early on has made his way back into fourth position. The 67 of Cameron Hearn and the 85 of Shaquille Ray are your front six as the pace car now makes its way into the front stretch. There goes the pace car, and the green flag flies. 9 laps to go. And another caution flag's gonna fly as we take a look back to Thomas Conheady. The number 7 car, Philip Neese, Tim Sandlin rolling by the camera there. We'll go back and take a look at the replay on that. Little update on James Duke. Unfortunately, in that last incident, he was taken to the infield care center. Was given a cold one. He's over there enjoying it. Seen out there in the chat. As we follow Thomas Conheady around, Tim Sandlin approaching really quick here. It looks like there might be a little bit of contact from Sandlin into Conheady, sending him down. Conheady's going to make contact with the apron, come back up into Philip Neese, and return back into Sandlin. A little bit of karma there for the number 9 car. And they do the waltz down to the apron, both Conheady and Neese, as well as Sandlin, who's going to go for a little slide into the grass as well. Craig Embry, the 87 in the Toyota, at Milo's Toyota Camry there. Currently in first position, total of 6 laps led here this evening. We look to go on board here with Craig Embry. We'll get you a driver interview. And as we take a look down on the track, Craig Embry, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yeah, brother. How's it going?
Going pretty well. Tell us, 6 total laps led, working on lap number 7 here as you cross the start-finish line. How's the car handling this late in the race?
We're doing good. We took left side tires the last time we appeared. Car's handling good. We just need to keep it out front.
Behind the wheel of that Toyota technology, do you think you can hold off the Ford and the Chevys on the field tonight?
Oh, yeah. I think we're sitting pretty good now, especially we only have a few laps left here. I feel pretty good.
All right, is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give while we got you on the line?
Give a shout-out to the new team, Delta Baldwin Racing. I got a new sponsor this season, Milo's Sweet Tea. Shout out to AMS, and shout out to you, man. You do a good job for us.
All right, well, best of luck to you in the remainder of the race there, Craig.
All right, thank you, man.
There you have it, folks. A little interview there with Craig Embry in the Milo Sweet Tea Toyota Camry. Total of 7 laps led. He'll pick up a couple more here under the yellow. And he'll have a nice little shootout towards the end of this little 50-lapper here at Daytona again next week. Kicking off the actual Children's Dream Racer Cup Series here at Daytona. Scheduled to follow. Looks like it'll be Michigan on the 30th. Heading into September, they're going to be starting it out at Darlington. And I tell you what, folks, they're going to have some throwback paint schemes. You definitely want to put that one on your calendar to tune in Tuesday, September 6th to catch that one. And a slew of other tracks to come ahead. Richmond, you got Chicagoland, New Hampshire, Dover's in the mix, Charlotte Motor Speedway, Kansas, Talladega. Again, this is a 22 race series, so we got a lot of time A lot of great race action that's going to take place week in and week out here with the Anarchy Motorsports Series. They do have a Monday night truck and a Wednesday night IndyCar series. If you'd like to know more about who these guys are and what they've got going on, find them on the web, amsleague.com. Coming up tomorrow in the Digital Forge lineup, we are going to be with the Championship Racing Association League. The Modified Madness Tour back in action as two classes of modifieds, the lights and the tours, battling on the track at the same time. Great race took place last week at Martinsville, and I believe they're rolling into Stafford tomorrow night. I think we're going to have a chance to talk with one of the gentlemen who just got out of the Infield Care Center. James Duke joins me now here in the booth to talk a little bit about his race here tonight. What was your expectations coming into tonight's race?
Well, I was just hoping for a top 10. That'd be a good way to get back into the league. Didn't really race the end of last season due to our work schedule. So I was real happy to be racing up towards front, and got a little incident with the first caution of the night, and managed to get my way back up there with some pit strategy and lead. But that's all she wrote.
Definitely looking forward to the series ahead. What can we expect? Are you going to look to make an impact early, or?
I'm looking to be very consistent and have some good finishes. If I can win a race, that'd be great. But I'm a single car team, so my best bet is usually in these restrictor plates, which I race really well. So that's kind of where I stand for the 2016 season right now.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time to join me up here in the booth, James. We look forward to seeing you in action next Tuesday night. There you have it, folks. James Duke. Fortunately, night cut short here at Daytona. As we take a look into the backstretch, the lights have come off that Mustang iRacing pace car. Craig Embry to the inside of Stephen Aguilar. Cameron Hearn and Kevin Trzynski round out your front four. It's going to be 4 laps to go when we cross that start-finish line. Pace car out of turn number 4. This is where it's go time, folks. As the flag man ready to give the signal, got the green flag in hand. Pace car into the pits. And the green flag flies. 4 laps to go. And already Cameron Hearn, Kevin Trzynski to the bumpers of the front 2. The aggression is going to increase as these laps dwindle down here, folks. Into turn number 1, Craig Embry on the low line has a hungry 67 of Cameron Hearn on his bumper, ready to get around as 08 of Aguilar has Trzynski right behind him. John Joyce, and it looks like Shaquille Ray are back behind Hearn and Trzynski. Down the backstretch into turn number 3. That Milo's Sweet Tea Toyota, Craig Embry leads the pack out of turn number 4. He's going to climb the track just a little bit. Cameron Hearn looked to that apron, not able to make the inside pass. 3 laps now remain. Down the front stretch in towards turn number 1. Craig Embry still holding true to that low line as he comes out of turn number 2. Cameron Hearn swaying in anticipation to find a spot to get underneath that 87 car. Embry now into turn number 3. John Joyce up into third position. Here comes that Ford Pokemon Go with Shaquille Ray. To the inside of Steven Aguilar. A lot of swaying action for these drivers. Across that start finish line, next time by, it's going to be the white flag. Here is what your top five looks like. Embry, Hearn, Joyce, Ray, and Aguilar. And it looks like in the midst of all of that, oh, Cameron, Craig Embry. Caution flag's going to come out. Wow. Enough became enough, and around goes the 87. Let's go back and take a look. Really on the bumper of Craig Embry. And right there you can see it. The nose sticking into the quarter panel. And he's going to try to come back down in front of John Joyce. In doing so, he's going to turn Craig Embry. Fortunately, Embry and Hearn will take each other out. Embry's going to come down into the side of Shaquille Ray. Tough break there for the 85 car. Just barely catches him. Trzynski is going to go by safe on the apron. And I tell you what, folks, it looks like John Joyce is going to be scored with the victory here tonight. That is where extreme aggression gets you. Nowhere but in the back or down pit road out of the race, folks. And victim of circumstance, this gentleman right here, John Joyce, the 66 Castrol GTX Ford machine. Indiana driver behind the wheel, started 23rd on the grid here tonight and will take victory as he makes his way down the front stretch towards that checkered flag. It's in the air. Kevin Trzynski will have second position. And here they come across the start-finish line. And the celebratory fireworks in the backstretch go up in the air for John Joyce. Kevin Trzynski. Those are your top two drivers. Beautiful display of fireworks. For this gentleman right here, John Joyce, making his way into the front stretch. Will do a victory burnout. Actually, he's making his way down the back stretch. Turns 2 and 4 looking just a little bit alike. Savoring that victory lap there. John Joyce had a tough season last in the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series. And tonight starts off the Children's Dream Racer Series in a good fashion. Hard Charger Award as well, 23rd to first. Here comes that 66 Castrol GTX Ford. Little victory burnout. And he continues it on down the front stretch. What a night of racing. 50 laps here at Daytona to start off the Children's Dream Racer Cup Series. The nice little exhibition shootout here at Daytona. Let's take a look quickly at the top 10. So John Joyce is going to take the victory. Kevin Trzynski behind him. Stephen Aguilar, Mark Vega, Justin Page, Shaquille Ray, Tim Sandlin, Sammy Holmes, Craig Embry, and Sean Garreau will look to round out your top 10. total summary statistics there. 7 lead changes tonight, 6 total cautions here in the 50 laps. Fortunately, the pivotal one solidifying John Joyce's victory. Kevin Truszynski we look to get some of the drivers here. Going to be joined with the third place finisher here tonight. Stephen Aguiar, the 08 machine, looks to pick up third. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts coming into tonight's race. Were you anticipating a good race here at Daytona, knowing you had the cooler temperatures, or how did it play out as the laps progressed?
It was up in the air, guys. You know, and it was just, it's a hit and miss at Daytona. You guys know that.
Definitely was a great race, though. You're able to come in the top 3 tonight. Is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give?
Yes, I want to thank my team, Jokers Wild, teammates Jason, Sammy, and Mark Vega. Great bunch of group of guys, and we're looking forward for this season. It was fun racing, and thank you guys for broadcasting.
Well, congratulations to you tonight here, Steve. We look forward to seeing you next week at the series opener back here at Daytona next Tuesday night.
Thank you, guys.
There you have it, Steve and Aguiar with a top 3 finish. We're going to go to our second place driver here tonight. Was able to escape the late race mayhem by taking that apron, and it pans out to his favor. Had a chance to talk with him under yellow. This one finishes under yellow. Kevin, right place at the right time. You're in second position. Probably would love to have given these guys a run for their money there towards the end under green. But second place, you pick it up no matter what. You take it, and you got to be happy with it. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on tonight's race.
For the most part, I think it went pretty well. It was really, really, really hard to pass. Outside line really, if you got a couple guys behind you, you could probably make something happen. But for the most part, the bottom line was the go-to route. But I got really unlucky there at the last restart. Dropped, a couple spots, and I was just riding in the back. Maybe something would happen. Unfortunately, the caution came out, and I saw Craig coming down after he wrecked. I thought he was going to come down further. That's why you saw me shot down to the apron. But I'm pretty happy with the second place finish tonight.
Well, congratulations in doing so. Any final thoughts or shout-outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
I want to give a big thanks to Dustin Caldwell for all he does broadcasting. So that's all I want to do for right now. So.
All right. Well, appreciate the kind words. We look forward to seeing you next week at the series opener.
Thank you.
All right. We're joined now here by proud dad of Stuart Joyce, John Joyce, in the Castrol GTX 66 Ford machine, bringing Ford through the victory lane tonight. John, right place at the right time with seeing the aggression between Cameron Hearn and Craig Embry, unfortunately taking themselves out of the hopes to be across that checkered flag line when that checkered flag flew. But you're able to do so here tonight. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts. 23rd to first, by the way. 23rd on the grid starting. You finish and get the victory here tonight. Tell us, how does it feel?
Well, it feels great. It's been a long time coming for me. We've worked on our engine program the off season, and our chassis engineers have really been working hard, and I've been a little more patient, and I think that's got a whole lot to do with it. I know earlier in the race, I think Chris came up on me, not sure, put me at the back of the pack, and man, I'll tell you, this Ford got right back there.
And it looks like it does so in good fashion. You finish across victory lane. Got to be happy. Is there any final thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give?
Just Daytona's, a lot of you guys know Daytona's kind of a special place for me, and that's great. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you next week at the series opener.
I hope to repeat. Thank you.
There you have it, folks. Ready to repeat for next week. Got to talk real quick here with Craig Embry, the 87 Milo Sweet Tea machine. We had a chance to talk to you earlier, Craig. Tough little break there in the backstretch coming in there with 2 laps to go. Got some contact there from Cameron Hearn. Any final thoughts on the race?
It was a good race until then.
Looking forward to next week, though. We are coming back here to Daytona. What can we expect from that 87 car?
I expect to run well again. Looks like we were dealing with some network issues out there tonight with people trying to get too close to another car. And there'd be some contact when there wasn't really visible contact and causing some wrecks. Hopefully, we're not dealing with any of that next week.
All right, well, good job tonight, running hard. Unfortunately, it pretty much finishes outside of the top 10 there. Well, actually, you're going to finish inside the top 10, ninth position, but we look forward to seeing you next week at the season opener.
All right, man, thank you.
And we're not going to join one more quick interview here with you now. We got Cameron Hearn in the booth. As it took a look, you got a little bit aggressive there coming out of turn 2. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on trying to get around Craig Embry.
Yeah, I pushed Craig last year to the victory and the 500, so I wasn't going out there to try to wreck him. I was just kind of, get a little side draft going on, and I thought there's still a little bit of gap there. And after looking at the replay, I did come down a little bit, and there's probably about half a foot still there, and his car started turning, so a little bit of netcode. But I take responsibility for that. I had some computer issues at the beginning of the race. That's why I went a lap down. I was only racing on about half a screen compared to full screen, so that was a little bit of an issue too. So hit it for Craig. He was running fast all night up front, and he ended that way.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you next week at the season opener.
All right. Thanks, Dos.
There you have it, folks. A little bit of interviews from late race animosity with a couple of drivers, some contact, but they are able to rally back their nerves for an interview. So it was some great racing. We're going to have a good season opener take place next Tuesday night back here at Daytona. Top 10 on the screen. John Joyce taking that victory here tonight at Ford from 23rd to 1st. Hard charged his way. Was at the right place at the right time. Kevin Trusinski second. Stephen Aguilar, Mark Vega, Justin Page through the top 5. Shaquille Ray, Tim Sandlin, Sammy Holmes, Craig Embry, Sean Garreau through that top 10. Looking on back, Cameron Hearn, Jason Ashby, Clay Dildine, Lance Carpenter, Philip Neese, Thomas Conheady, Dylan Landry, Joseph Green, Ryan Cobb, Big Mike Tant through 20. Stephen Wilson, Eric Burrell, James Duke, Stuart Joyce, Randy Arms, John Olles, Dalton Baldwin, Brent Nichols, Chris Ostrander, Mike Springer through 30. Tim Matthews, your pole sitter here tonight, finishes 31st. Glenn Murphy Jr. and Hoyt Smith rounds out the field. Danny Sanchez makes an appearance for a little bit of an autograph session. Coming up tomorrow night, the Modified Madness Tour Back in Action Championship Racing Association League will be on iRacing.com. Check us out tomorrow at 9 o'clock when these roaring Modifieds take on Stafford Motor Speedway. Coming up Friday night, the Loose Lug Nuts Racing League and their Street Stock Series back in action there. Monday night, Short Track National Showdown will be back, and we will be back here 1 week from tonight at Daytona for the Children's Dream Racer Cup Series opener. That is going to do it for us here tonight, folks. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcast Network, and we'll see you tomorrow night.